Welcome, welcome. This is a continuation of our episode, Women in Business. And today we have our dear Mama Cheers, who is taking us through. We were still talking about the Noya project. The institute is already running. This good juice that we are taking is actually a harvest from the Noya garden, which has been a dream of yours for a long time. And you started off on concentrate.
Yes.
Artificial concentrates.
Yes.
Yes. And now it has gone into this. And Ugandans these days are very interested in organic things. Just talk to us a little bit about how far you've reached.
One thing, I thank the Almighty God. It has been through thick and thin. Life has not been easy. The last 10 years, even people would not see cheers in the market because most of the time I was in the farm. And all the money which would produce and market cheers, I was pushing it in the farm. And me, most of the time, I used to be a very brown woman, but I became dark because of being in the farm, working tirelessly. Yes. And I thank God that at least I can say we have a mango city in Noya, and we have managed now to raise. I had already talked about it, the 1,000 acres of mangoes. Guavas, we have 200 acres. Citrus, we have 150. We even have eucalyptus. We have jackfruit. We have 4,800 trees. We also have cashew nut. We have all the fruits. Actually, my dream is to have all the fruits in the world to be in Noya. That's why we have named it the Mango City of Noya. Yes. And I thank God that we have managed to do it and we are happy. So I have no regrets on the properties I sold. I sold the flats in Kampala. I sold all the land in Kampala. I'm so happy that today I have a farm. And that farm institute where I train the poor people, it's my everything. It's very fulfilling.
Not so many people know that. Not so many people know that that is an investment. You remember when we were talking in the last, in the first part of this episode, I asked you, was it a gift? Was it an investment? What was it, the Noya land? It is something you invested in.
Yes.
You sold property.
Yes.
To be able to invest in.
Yes.
That. Sometimes people
I had my Bridgeton hostel in Makerere, I sold.
Really?
The former Kamwes hostel, I sold. Really? And all the smaller properties I sold. And physically, I've been in the farm, growing the farm. I've gone through thick and thin.
This is hard work.
Yes.
It is hard.
But it is really rewarding, and I'm happy. Although I have no money today,
yes.
I remember the president of Sri Lanka, when he was giving me this award, he told me, Julian, this is your worth, a woman on top of the planet. So whether you have no money, it's your worth. So to me, I create that dollar's worth. I no longer look at the dollar, I look at the worth of the dollar. Because at home, in Noya at the farm, I keep more than 80 people, majority are casual workers, but I don't buy food. I only buy salt, soap, and cooking oil. And even cooking oil now we are not going to buy because we have planted our sunflower. We are going to get our own cooking oil. Every Saturday we do community work. We all go to the garden and we plant the food. If Ugandans, we can work together and produce our own food and stop spending money to buy food, we would have money to save. Yes. So for us, we save and we work hard. And whatever you do, I have ADYERI's model. ADYERI's model is every woman must have an eco fruits. That is mango, citrus, and guava. And around your home, every woman must have all the fruits. The jackfruit, the cashew nut, have the sugar cane. You have all you need to feed your family. That is a powerful woman in a home.
Women. I keep hearing all these, the ones on whose shoulders you, and the ones you continue to mentor. But talking about this, it's not even just only about ADYERI. The Gender Equality Seal, Delight Uganda. You're still part of it. This is something that is wonderful that you received Yes?
Allow me to thank UNDP
Yes.
and Private Sector Foundation. They took us to Panama,
Yeah.
trained us how to manage the women, and we signed to be there for other women, to promote women. I became a board member of Private Sector Foundation in Uganda because they wanted more women to sit on board. So the strategy of gender equality seal to ensure there is equal pay, better opportunities for women, and also to empower the women. That's why Uganda, you see the women, we are more empowered than any other woman in Africa. So really, I believe in empowering each other.
I believe the statistics, Uganda is actually doing very, very well with as one of the leading countries with women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And when we come in and sign, when you people such as you, the inspirational women entrepreneurs come in and sign, yes,
On the
and
gender equality
acknowledge,
seal, yes.
and actually commit, and then you also have another, you have another story behind.
We awarded 100 best women in Noya district. Those who managed to take care of their orchard and those who sold mangoes and had money in their wallet. Yes, it's great being there for other women.
The fact that Delight actually carries out, conducts really rigorous male engagement to get down there and really engage these men and their wives and at community level, family and community level. Why? Because we have heard that normally when news down the grapevine and news on the street says when women are into business and get a little bit of money, they become big-headed. That is what they say, the men.
True, true.
Yes, and when they become big-headed, the men frustrate them. We all know what happened with Nigina, when Nigina had just started. Yes?
Ours
Yeah.
is entirely business. Why? At first, when I started the training, there's one of the men surrounded us. We were at a certain trading center. I was training women. Men came. They said, today you are not going to train our women. I said, why? I'm ADYERI. I'm a woman entrepreneur. I needed to empower my fellow women to come out of poverty. One man said, are you married? I said, yes, I'm married to your worship. He said, hey, are you serious? Can you call him? He had just dropped me on a training. I called him. He came. He greeted them. He said, fellow men, what is happening? He said, now your wife is going to mislead our wives. He said, hey, my wife to mislead your wives? He said, no. He said, you are so blessed your wife to be with my wife. I've come here to support my husband, my wife to realize her dream. And that's why I'm here. I'm now from Yumbe. I have to go and support my wife to realize her dream. So they sat and started talking. They said, women, go ahead. Go ahead. And indeed, nobody has ever disturbed me again in Noya. All the men support me. And even when we went to Germany, the men disturbed me a bit. But again, I told them about my story and each and everything. They believed in me. When we were carrying women for training, men came in also. At least I can say they would come with their husband, but others came. There is a man who apologized, said, I left my wife behind. I'm going to ride down the motorbike to come and attend the training with other women. Because they know when we empower a woman in a home, you empower the family. So whatever women we have is for our families. Where do you take the money? Take care of your husband. You'll be proud your husband is smart. Your children are okay. Then good schools. To me, I believe. But
I am so happy that you have told us about that experience, about your husband coming in and during that time and getting to actually engage the other males. Because it's very vital to still have the male voice even as we hold this empowerment of the empowerment drives, the campaigns for the woman, it is still very, very important to have the male voice as part and parcel.
Perfect.
As part and parcel of women empowerment. Not seen in isolation, you're on the side, we are coming for your wife, because we must integrate it as part of
Actually, in all the trainings we always have the men and women.
Yes.
And whenever we are bringing the women, the men comes in for training. So it's only that one acre of fruit belongs to a woman. And they are aware and they give them consent, land user rights. And once you've given that land to a woman, even if you chase her away, it's still her land. So and we always come in to mediate between the household, because like when they disagree, money has come in, we come in and we talk to them, yes. And you know, like in Noya, there are men who take time to drink. And when the women are selling or things on their road, men are drinking, they are waiting for them. When they, how much money do you have? They pick the money. But at the end of the day, we talk to them and they work together. Even now, the fathers-in-laws are supporting their daughters-in-law to dig, take care of their gardens, yes.
I'm very glad you brought this up. I'm really so glad, because these are other aspects of business that women in business particularly looks at. The holistic angle. What is that woman in business going through? Even as she mentors other women, is she aware that these women do not exist? They don't live in isolation. They have husbands. They have societies, communities in which they belong. And any sort of mentorship, any sort of sustainable business must look at all these different aspects. So we totally agree with what you're doing and your approach. Yes. Back at the awards, I told you they're one of the most decorated women in Uganda. Back to another award, which interested me. This is Delight, the founder. Delight Uganda Limited is a recipient of the Special Award 2020. Women empowering women through inclusive business. The Noya project is still an extension of this inclusive business, right?
Allow me to thank Enterprise Uganda.
You're still very allowed, yes.
Because Enterprise Uganda, Mr. Chichi trained me when I was starting business. And he was there for me. But you remember that time, I would go and tell him I'm having this problem. You know, I was everything of the company. Yes. How do I balance books of account? How do I express myself? It was Professor Maggie Chigos and Mr. Chichi. So they were tracing back. Women who were trained, who were empowered, where are they? So we competed with the rest of other women in Africa. We were two. One woman from Uganda is me, and another lady from Tanzania, another woman from Abu Dhabi, another woman from Italy. We were 4 winners under Empretech Women in Business Award, that is 2020. And I thank God for that.
And you brought the cup back home.
Wow, yes.
You brought the award, the cup back home.
I thank God.
We are so proud of you.
Amen.
Yes. Just another thing. I have heard along that in most cases, and this is something not even heard but observed, long time ago, whenever women or men were successful, they would normally send their children to go abroad. But this has been changing. I have spoken to other women in business who have been doing this for over 15 years plus, and the majority now always have their children involved in the business. Always. And I remember speaking to one and saying the Indians used to do it, are still doing it right now. And they start from as early as possible with their children. I'm glad that this is changing in Uganda. Is it working for you as well?
To me, one thing I believe in, charity begins at home. Yeah. If you are doing your work, it's your duty to train your children to run it, understand it, and do it better. It's a bit hard. For example, even big days, you are working, today's 1st January, like I'm here, but my last born traveled to go to bring a lorry from the farm. It has been hard, Today he realized that he has to go to police to get a certain letter because there is a vehicle which had a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, the clutch could not move. He had to struggle to go. They pressed the clutch. He's there with the team, our workers, our managers. The drivers are very happy. And he was telling him, Mommy, we went to, it's 4 kilometers from where we stay to go where we have goats. So I told him, yeah, you're the MD in the farm now. You have to pick goats and you slaughter for the workers. So it was around the 8, they went to pick the goat. The road got stuck on the road. They said, Mama, it's not easy doing business, yes. But we managed to come back.
And
yes.
Now they know your story. They are living it,
yeah.
But they also make you so proud.
Yes.
And I know you feel so comforted and so proud when you see your own children in business.
So my advice to my fellow mamas, it's still our duty to parent our children. It's still our duty to install the sense of responsibility in our children. It's still our duty to be there for our youth. We always say our youth of Uganda, they are popcorn kids, they don't want to work, they are lazy. It is our responsibility. If you have brought up your son knowing that milk is got from the fridge and sausages from the fridge, he doesn't know that we have to go to the bush to get what? A goat. How you struggle to get milk, how you struggle to get food on the table. How will they understand? So it comes back to us parents. I tell you, dear mama, looking at me, ensure that you take your kid to the garden. They must sweat and eat their sweat, but not because you have money, you give them everything. I'm very mean where it comes to my children, and I always give them what I feel it's enough. The rest, they must eat their sweat.
Is it you who says you're mean, or the children that say you're mean?
I know I'm mean, and they always tell me they must work. During the lockdown, I told you in Yumbe where my son, who was in Budo, he had just finished senior 6, who were with him, training the women, clearing the bush, planting the mangoes and guavas, digging the holes. He would drive me and we get lost in the camp and he would get bitter. I said, yes, you like it or not, we have to complete this task. And I thank God that we did it. And actually, I want to thank King's College Budo. They invited me to go and talk to the senior 6 people when they are leaving, and I told them they should be help their parents and work and believe in themselves.
Women entrepreneurs out there, those who want to join 2023, please encourage your children. Let them know what you are doing and what you are going through from as early as possible.
As possible.
Mama Cheers is here because she was told about all the proportions of by your grandmother.
Grandmom, yes.
And you are passing on that legacy to your children. Let it not die. Let it not die with us as women entrepreneurs. Let it not die. Let's move it on to another.
Actually, I want to thank my Royce Organic, rest in peace. The business is moving on because the son was there involved in the business. Mama Regina, her business is moving on because the children were involved in business. So it's our responsibility as mothers to parent, to mentor, and ensure that our children, they understand our businesses and be there for us, so that when we are no more, the business will grow like this.
Not just sending them abroad or to all these malls and everything. That one is still okay. It's still okay, but don't leave the care. Don't leave the care to other people.
No, they are supposed to go abroad after their first degrees, when they are mature enough to make a decision. Bridget went to Cambridge, but that was after the degree, Niro, and the postgraduate diploma. So she went and studied and came back.
You prefer that they go abroad when they are older?
Perfect.
Because when they go when they are younger, then normally they have culture shock, they have different things. What are those particular challenges? Apart from navigating all these, yours is a very long story, very long. What are those particular challenges that you say, yes, I'm a woman in business, I have been groomed by other business women from as early as possible, but this particular challenge often occurred because I was a woman?
The challenges which occur in life is, one, starting with marriage. At times, if you are not so close with your husband, and if you don't support him or you are so close, you allow him to talk to you where his fears are, at times you break up. So to me, my husband will tell me, I'm talking to you as a friend.
Talk to the woman. Women need to understand this.
For me, he will come and talk to me as a friend, and he will tell me all his fears. And I will give him the comfort. I tell him, you know, Adyeri, you are my best friend. Now you are my number one. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Another thing, what I also did as a woman, I empowered him. My husband has 2 PhDs. He has 3 postgraduate diplomas. He has masters there too. I post him to school. So he's not a class of those men who will come to compete the wife. He's always a lawyer for the women.
He's confident in his own field.
Even in court, he was a lawyer for the women. And he would even ask me for money, that this man has chased away the wife because the wife has only produced girls and he has married another woman. And he would tell me, Adyeri, can you support me? You send me 100K, I buy for this kids food. And he would put his fellow men in prison so that they should understand. And also another thing, it also comes back to women. One, when we get money, we forget about our core responsibilities as housewives. The men want to see a wife in the kitchen. When I'm cooking, at times I see the video. When I go to the garden, he can come and take the photo. When I'm doing those core work, I see him very excited. So me, I know I must cook for my husband. I must be there for him. And I must give him his due respect. Even if I'm the MD of the company, I must respect my husband. Give him the love and care and listen to him. Because of course me, I'm married to a lawyer, very argumentative. At times we can argue and I keep quiet. I say, okay, no wonder I married a lawyer. But at times when it goes beyond, I remember one day there's when he pulled out a word. It was a long word. And I said, this man is overlooking me. Let me throw his books in the water. Then he said, no, mommy, no. So he has learned also to respect me as his wife, and he knows my challenges. But also I open up my heart for him. Where I have challenges, I talk to him really. I tell him, we call him Papa because he's the daddy of all. So I go, I tell him, Papa, I have this problem, I have this challenge. I open up. When you open up for your husband, he understands you right and he listens to you. But what has killed my fellow women is you buy land, you don't want to tell him.
You don't tell him.
You have money, you want to hide it.
And you don't want to support him.
You don't want to support him. Second, you have issues, you don't want to bring issues at the table. And you don't want to have a compromise. You know, laying a compromise, for us is a time where we have family meetings and we discuss our issues. Where I'm wrong, where is right. And me, it cost me nothing. Tell him, sorry, Daddy, I made a mistake, sorry for this. And when you tell him sorry, he comes down. And again, women, we must understand, however far we go, we remain housewives. However far you go, you remain a housewife of somebody. Yes. The man, by birth, he has that superior powers over you. So we can be in the farm, maybe the workers have not done their job right, and it's me who brought them. I remember there one day I hired a tractor from Masindi. They came and cut all the mangoes we had planted. He was so furious, so bitter. So when he was quarreling, he said, "They Nyoro." Then I said, "You married them Nyoro." He was so furious in front of the workers. I was hurt. I left the orchard. I came home. I entered the room. By that time, we had like a small house. I wept as a woman. Then I started picking my things. He came, he followed me because he knew he had hurt me so much. He asked me, "Dear, what is happening?" I said, "I'm going to my daddy's home. Enough is enough." He looked at me and smiled. He said, "Dear, I was bitter that they cut our mangoes." I said, "Yes, that was a man whom we hired. But the way you backed at me in front of the workers, really." I said, "Okay, dear, sorry." And he packed the roses and put them back. So what happened? In marriage, we are supposed to forgive each other. and to present our things on a round table and discuss, and never carry anything in your heart. Arrange compromise in marriage, it is the best, and being there for each other.
And it's something you have to work on consciously, and this is why you have a very good support system and you're able to actually have progress with delight, have progress in your own personal life. What are those particular things that you'd want to tell apart, because this story is it won't end today. It won't end today. What are those particular 2023, those particular words of wisdom in a nutshell that the woman must understand? The woman who is getting into business in 2023, the woman who is starting off and still struggling right now, just as you struggled at the beginning, and the woman who is up here still just getting into that shelf that you're in right now, because we look at you as some of the notable businesswomen in Uganda. What can you tell them?
One thing I want to start with the woman who is down there, everything starts with God. That's why I said it's God. I cannot explain where I am today and by what power I have reached where I am. I have suffered. I have gone through the worst experiences, but God has been there for me and He has always rewarded me. One thing I want to tell a woman in this world, never do anything wrong which will come and bring curses to your family. So long as you are a mother who breastfed the kid, who produced, and who has children, who has families. Most of the families are totally not happy, one, because of the mothers who did bad things and the curses comes to their families. That one I want to warn any woman. Even if today a man goes and produce a kid with outside, that kid has no case. It is the problem of your husband and you. So we should be clean. We should have a clean soul as women, as mothers of the world. Number one. Number two, a woman must do the business she knows, she understands, and do it better. You cannot tell me that I'm a teacher, I want to open up a grocery shop. It can't work. Do the business you do, you understand, do it with your concentration, and do it better and have time for it. Number three, a woman must save. Create $1 worth and have a long-term vision and investment. People today admire me that I'm okay. But imagine, since 1996, it's 26 years. Yes. I've been struggling. Yes. And I'm still struggling to raise the money to buy machines for my fresh juice. So life has never been a shortcut. The same way in business, we have to be as patient as a farmer, as patient as a businesswoman who always reinvest the profit, as my grandmom told me. The capital, don't touch it. The first profit, they invest in the business. The last one you can eat. Create the dollars worth. Don't waste all the money to go to the market to buy. Have everything around your home. To the upper woman, women have lost their marriages because, one, they can't forgive, because they have money, pride and arrogance, knowing yourself and overlooking your friend. If you loved him,
you would want him to be?
If you loved him that is a poor man, it's you to uplift your friend, and it is you to forgive him. The more you neglect your partner, the more he becomes distanced, and second, he goes to other women. At the end of the day, you remember to bring your family together, you can no longer do what? Manage. To me, I want to tell you, I value my marriage so much, and we are always together. Whatever you do, he understands, and he's always there for me. So if you are a woman, there's nothing exciting to have a happy marriage in life. Because at night, you are not going to call a house girl to give you a cup of water. It is him whom you will ask, I give water. If you have a pain at the back, it is him who you will help me and I do this exercise. It is him to struggle that your well-being is taken care of. So for that, you compromise with his weakness, but you keep on correcting him. Me, I call him my firstborn son. So his challenges as my challenges, and I always stand by him in all his challenges, and I always try to encourage him. So, very important to me. And of course, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And it's God who guides you how to keep your family happy, how to keep your employees happy. Because in business, you can't do business when your employees are not happy, when they are not together. And again, you can't do business without acknowledging your customers. So it's very, very important to have time. And also, to have a positive life, a positive living. Don't think about negativity. You look at me, I always tell myself, ADYERI, let your heart rest. I'm not there to fight battles. I don't fight any battles in life. Even if somebody has annoyed me so much, I will struggle so much that I release and I forgive so that I can get my peace back. Yes, women, stop fighting battles. Work hard and invest in your business and be there for other women. God will bless you because you've been there for another person. Yes.
This episode won't end. This episode won't end if we don't close it. Mama Chairs, Dr. Julian ADYERI, OMALIA, this has been an amazing episode. 2023, a recap. We've talked about so many things. We've talked about God, we've talked about parenting, we've talked about women, we've talked about mentorship, we've talked about the woman in the grassroots community, we have talked about so many things. We have talked about goal setting, how to get better. Please, how to manage your own marriage, how to have the best in life, wellness. Please pick a leaf. Let this year be better than last year. Always focus, have a positive attitude, and be your best, and learn from those ones who come to share their own story. So we wish you well. Please grow, learn, and be the best version of you. Until the next episode, till next time.